operations, and you're protecting a force, and you want to give them time and maneuver space to react. Ideally, the enemy never has a chance to influence the supported or the main bodies, or friendly main bodies maneuver. That's really the purpose of security operations. So, primary difference between recon and security. Security ops are, as I mentioned, primarily defensive in nature. That doesn't mean you can't conduct offensive tasks as part of security operations. There are attacks, there are offensive operations associated with security, but the idea is that you are defending your supported main body. Generally, it's a little more strict than reconnaissance because you have commander's intent with engagement and disengagement criteria, like do you engage, do you commit yourself, or do you bypass, etc. Displacement criteria. How much of an action do you allow yourself to be forced into, which, by the way, means that the enemy is influencing you before you displace and retrograde, etc. Sorry, I'm eating licorice and it's super sticky in my mouth. It's the last piece, I swear.
It's not black licorice, is it?
Red or black?
Yeah. Black licorice, like the super hard kind.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. All right. I want that one. Okay. Inherent in all security operations, reconnaissance is part of it. Like, again, they're almost synonymous, and when you hear there's a couple mnemonics. Gordy is the mnemonic we use for reconnaissance, which is GORDDE. And it's MOPPP for security. So you'll see those later, and I'll explain. They're very, very similar with a couple of key differences in that reconnaissance is outwardly focused and security is inwardly focused. All right. So what's relevant to us and the kind of the size of the organization that we have is what security operations can we perform. There's three main ones in orders of magnitude. So screen, guard, and cover. And then there's something called local area security as well. But those are the doctrinal security missions. And we'll go into the differences in them, and then what we will be doing primarily as our organization of attack helicopters and assault helicopters, et cetera, is going to be really almost like at the company level. So pretty limited in terms of what we can do organically. And these go hand in hand with a lot of ground force actions as well. So a single unmanned aerial system or a single scout weapons team or air weapons team, up to an entire attack battalion or armored or aerial cav squadron can perform the range of security missions, but depending on the size, like if it's a scout weapons team, they can't do the same thing that for instance a air cavalry squadron does. And then obviously the size that is chosen to perform the mission is predicated upon the force that you are supporting, right? And a lot of this has changed in the last 20 years with the advent of unmanned aerial systems and now man-to-man teaming. And, in the future, we're going to have autonomous drones working out there enabled by AI doing cooperative and complete autonomous operations. So, all right. Screen, guard, cover in order of echelon bring with them increased levels of combat power. The only thing that aviation can perform by itself is a screen. The guard and the covering force, we act as part of a combined arms team. So we would be a guarding or covering force, and I'll explain quickly what those are, but it's not so relevant to us. We would act in conjunction with, for instance, a ground cavalry squadron and fires. And real quickly, a screen is defensive in nature, and it basically remains within the fires envelope of the supported force. So we don't bring our own indirect fires. What aviation brings is freedom of maneuver, rapidity, depth is a real important one. We can go far and fast, but we can't sort of influence ground. We can support a ground maneuver element that is seizing ground, but we can't seize ground ourselves. And a screen really operates within it doesn't go further beyond than what your fire support can range. So that's kind of the limiting factor of a screen. A guard force is battalion and above, and a guarding force would be, for instance, moving as a security force for something like a division. So if you think of of our entire sort of combined arms task force, where you have the infantry brigade combat team, the armor brigade combat team, and then our cab, that's kind of like a division light. If we had our fully MTO'd armored cavalry or air cav squadron, we could perform a screen for that entire organization, for that division. And then if we were in concert with, for instance, a armor battalion, we could act as a guard force, where we would be working with those guys. And a guard force is, we still don't have our own inorganic fire, so we are still reliant on remaining in range of the supported forces inorganic fires, so that we can have indirect fire support. And we're relying on them for things like POL, like fuel, ammo, etc. So that's why aviation can't do anything on its own, because we don't have that stuff organically. And then if you go all the way up to a guard, a cover, the last time a cover was performed was when we rolled over Kuwait and defeated Saddam's, massed armor formations in the desert. There were army corps maneuvering through the desert, and we had some covering forces there. So that's the scale of what we're talking about. Really, really big. All right. Let's see. Aviation can conduct, so as part of a screen, zone and route reconnaissance, which we already talked about. One of our key tasks is to locate the enemy reconnaissance forces before they can find us and influence us, and break the enemy's decision cycle. And so obviously that always involves certain amount of offensive tasks. And ideally, we want to defeat the enemy's reconnaissance forces. That's what's called the counter recon fight, which is one of the core tasks of what cavalry does. All right, so here's one of those acronyms I was talking about, and I'll just click through these real quick.
I'll be back in just a second.
Yep. These are the kind of the key concepts or key tenets of what security missions mean. Maintain enemy contact. That means once you find the enemy, you never break contact. You don't sort of break visual or electronic or however that contact means is. You don't move away and break contact and then come back to them later, because you don't know what happened. He may have moved. It may be somebody else. So it's all about knowing what that enemy is doing. You may pass him off to somebody and you keep moving forward. But the idea is that you always maintain enemy contact once established, and because that's positive control of that information flow, basically. We're oriented on the protected force. That doesn't mean we are looking backwards. It means our axis of movement and our, like, where we're going is influenced by what the main body is doing. So we are oriented outward in a defensive nature, but we are moving or screening or whatever our task is influenced by what the main body is doing. So if we're doing flank or rear, etc. So, okay. Provide early and accurate warning. That's kind of self-explanatory. We want to give our supported commander enough decision time to make whatever decisions they have to make early enough so that we retain freedom of action, freedom of maneuver, etc. and that ties right into the next one. And then perform continuous reconnaissance goes with maintain enemy contact. That means, so reconnaissance being offensively focused, we're constantly looking for the enemy. And reconnaissance is not just something that cavalry does or a scout does. Everybody does reconnaissance. That's an inherent sort of fundamental task that everybody can do. But it happens to be one of our main jobs. All right. So the commander has to specify how what his tempo and focus is. Is it terrain focused? Is it enemy focused? Those are two very different things. Terrain focused probably is a lot slower. Enemy focused, in conjunction with tempo, and you'll see some. Let me just click through these little. Yeah. So there's been some updates. Basically, it's commander's intent where he's telling you, I want you to move fast, I want you to find the enemy, and I want you to report or engage or stop his movement, find, fix, and destroy, find, fix, and bypass, etc. Pass those off to the main body, who's the killing element, etc. Displacement criteria is what size of a force is so big that you organically cannot handle it anymore. For a Apache attack company or an Apache troop, Apache company, it's probably a lot of flexibility in that. Like there's a lot that we could take on. However, we may not, anytime you've probably noticed in your DCS careers, like anytime you find anything, whether it's a small arm, you see a tracer, things tend to grind to a halt. Like that becomes the main focus, whatever it is, which is really not the right way to go about it. So the commander has to specify what are the engagement and or disengagement criteria. Is it a platoon of infantry in the open? Does that mean you stop and engage and destroy them, or do you merely report and bypass and continue doing other things? What tends to happen to most humans is the instant they're shot at or the instant they see something, that shiny object becomes the main focus, and it really grinds the tempo of the operation to a halt. So it takes a lot of discipline and training to maintain the mission, depending on what's happening. Whenever, for instance, like the other night when we found that BMP that was moving forward on the road ahead of our convoy security mission, everything tended to focus on that one guy. And we had to, at one point, somebody said, in fact, it was the ground cav scout, Ghost, I think, right? Said, hey, I want one of your aircraft to continue forward on the route to maintain security moving forward. That's the kind of idea we're looking at. All right, focus, provide early and accurate warning. The most important result is derived from the specific security element, meaning what is it that the commander wants you to focus on? Enemy, terrain, could be canalizing or channelizing terrain, etc. So he has to specify, and if we don't know ahead of time, we should ask, what is the main purpose of the mission that we're performing? Tempo now has changed into duration. Like, is it a short duration mission, meaning less than 12 hours, or is it long duration, where this mission could go over several days potentially? And those have implications because the logistics aspects that have to follow and have to support multi-day operations have to be organized. So FARPs have to move, POL has to be brought forward from the rear security areas, etc. Okay. 12 hours, greater than 12 hours. I've already kind of talked to this. What they're getting at here is if we do want to bypass, and we don't necessarily always, and DCS isn't great at this, is using indirect fires. If we don't want to use our own organic assets, the idea being that we can call in the artillery that's in support of our security mission. When do you turn them on? When do you turn them off? Turning on and off isn't, so we're not necessarily talking about a reactive call for fire where we see something, we generate a fire mission, we send that to the artillery, and then they shoot it. What we're talking about is more pre-planned fires where they may be doing a seed mission, a suppression of enemy air defenses, or they may be laying smoke ahead of movement, etc. So those are sort of pre-planned things, or they can be started or stopped by triggers. So if our lead Apache on a screen line identifies a certain type of vehicle, which is an indicator or a trigger of certain other vehicles that will be following them, we will have pre-planned target reference points, and that may be the trigger to turn on fires. The trigger may be 3 of those vehicles moving across a bridge, and at that point, fires turns on, etc. So it's kind of like the sequencing of certain events. Displacement criteria: how bad does it have to get before we want to retrograde? And maybe do successive bounds. That's where you do the buddy move and buddy set kind of thing. It's almost like bounding Overwatch in reverse. So you may have screen and depth where you have air forward, and as they hit a certain displacement criteria, they will leapfrog backwards past perhaps a screen set by a striker ground cavalry troop that will then engage the enemy as they're entering their security zone, and then those guys will displace, etc., etc. The idea being to attrit the enemy. And this blurb here, displacement doesn't mean you're done. It means that there's follow-on tasks happening. Okay. All right. Already talked about some of these. So screen guard cover, area security, and local security. They're now called types. All right, here's the meat of it. Provides the least amount of protection. It's primarily defensive in nature. And one of the things is to conduct counter reconnaissance to destroy, repel, or identify enemy reconnaissance units. And the whole idea being, we don't want the enemy to find our main body, because that gives the enemy decision time, or it enables them to make decisions. Otherwise, they don't know. They don't know where to commit forces. They don't know where to aim their MLRS, etc. Air reconnaissance units, like I said, can be a single UAS, can be scout weapons teams, all the way up to an entire air cav squadron, depending on the size of the force, of the protected force. We can perform screens autonomously. We cannot, like I said, do guards and covers. And one of the things we can do is extend the depth of a ground screen by providing we can go forward to them and then easily retrograde backwards. It's not so easy for ground forces to retrograde. All right, here's one of the key things. You cannot perform a screen because it's a defensive in nature ahead of a moving force. That would essentially become an enemy focus zone reconnaissance or a movement to contact. So because a screen is primarily defensive in nature, you are not moving ahead of a moving force. They would have to do that themselves. So they're performing, if they're moving into the enemy's own security zone, they're moving to contact. That doesn't mean we can't operate ahead of a force. We're just not performing a screen operation. We're either doing a zone reconnaissance with enemy focus and hasty tempo, or we're doing an attack operation, or we're doing a movement to contact operation. To the flanks and to the rear, we're providing reaction time and maneuver space. Again, that doesn't mean we're not shooting. We are preventing the enemy from influencing our own supported security, our main body's own decision cycle and movement. Depth is currency. Already talked about that. All right, so what do we do in a screen? Identify all enemy and anything that's important, both ground and aerial, and then provide the protected force commander early warning. Conduct counter reconnaissance. Already talked about that. One of our express purposes is to kill the enemy's reconnaissance. And if there's follow-on forces behind, so it stands to reason that the enemy's reconnaissance, just like ours, they're going to have recon forward. Something else is flowing in behind it, their own main body. We may have to engage the enemy's main body to give our own supported commander time to move into zone, establish blocking positions, whatever the case may be. All right, while displacing, pass information, maintain contact. Okay, moving on there. Lots of words here. I'm going to skip this one. All right, so that takes us through the screen. I'll quickly guard and cover again. These are huge missions. Like what we're talking, like what we would do with against the North Koreans or the Chinese. So it would be hard for us to do this in our DCS organization, right?
That would
all right.
probably take us like another equivalent organization to do that.
And not to mention everybody pitching in to plan. Like, it's a big deal. I mean, we could wing it, of course. You could just throw a mission together and do it. But what we're talking about in terms of planning here is like an entire battle staff taking a week to plan, because there's a lot of supporting things that have to happen. Okay. And just to talk about this real quick. So a covering force, if you think of the old, like if you take yourself back to the Civil War, when we talk about like Hood's cavalry, right? Who was the Confederate guy? He was in Gods and Generals. The name escapes me. I think it was Hood. Yeah, it must have been Hood. Anyway, his cavalry was moving totally independently of Lee's forces, like at Gettysburg, right? His cavalry was 100 miles away. Nobody knew where they were. They were out in the rear, in the Union's rear area, just wreaking havoc. And then and that's what a covering force does. It forces the enemy to dedicate forces to address that guy that's operating, 50 kilometers behind his own rear lines. And a covering force has everything they need. They have logistics, they have fuel, they have oil, they have maintenance, they have their own fires. Basically, it's a mini army. And that's what the old armored cavalry regiments used to be. The 3rd ACR at Hood was heavy, and then the 2nd ACR at Polk was light. They had strikers and whatnot. Different composition, but they had their own aviation. They had everything. Really awesome units.
So just some history on that. Before we decided to go with this task force thing, and B, I don't even know if we ran it by you much. Scooter and I had been talking about Scooter and I had been talking about it, setting up an old ACR to try to support this.
That was the original intent.
Yeah. That we kind of, except for having the players to do it, it's kind of the structure we have almost.
Yeah.
Except I guess we have some mortars in our IBCT and our ABCT, right? So they have their own fires. Yeah.
Yep, we have mortars, and we do have Paladins and MLRS.
Yeah. Area security is something that we're kind of doing now, right? And this is less about maneuver warfare and more about like what we've been doing in what we call stability operations, kind of like Coin, where the lines aren't moving, they're kind of set. It's a geographically oriented boundaries, etc., where the ground is owned or influenced by friendly forces, and then we conduct the security within the zone rather than oriented on a protected force. That's what area security is. And then that doesn't mean, so route, here's convoy. Like this is, what we'll be doing tomorrow, or tonight, is some convoy security, and then probably transition to some other forms of security there. And then local security is protect your own FOB. So how, we can do that with observation posts, we can do it with UAVs, we can do it with air. But the thing is that security has to happen pretty much 24/7. Like you don't turn security on and turn it back off, because when does the enemy show up? It's when you're not watching. So that security for your own FOB, FARP, headquarters, whatever, has to be addressed, has to happen all the time. Air can support that, but air is expensive, and it also comes with a lot of second and third order effects. Like if you fly a helicopter for 8 hours, Scooter knows this very intimately, it's going to take a lot of wrench turning to turn that bird back around for the next mission. And the commander has to take that into account. So these assets aren't just perpetually available. So if you have long-term, if you're using aviation to provide local and area security, it has to be in small numbers where if you have 8 helicopters, you're probably only flying 2 a day. Or in 2 as an air weapons team for 8 hours, and then you cycle another team, etc. But it's not a surge type event. All right. And large scale combat operations. So this is an example of a main body. So we got a division. They're moving in that direction. They have 2 mechanized infantry battalions as their security force moving forward, or they're probably the movement to contact force. But all of this right here is a cover mission, right? So we have an aviation, and this is hard for me to explain because it contradicts what I said earlier, where you don't screen in front of a moving force. So I got to think about this one. Here's a screen on the flanks, and we're also screening in depth with mechanized infantry flank security. But all of this is the covering force, and then this is the guarding force for the covering force, etc. So it's super not relevant to us. It's a large, super complex type of thing. Think World War II stuff. Okay. And I believe that takes us to the end. So hopefully that wasn't too much to digest. And I think what's relevant to us is what we'll do as part of our operations as we generate cooperative missions, is we can think about and we have some ground force maneuver commanders that are going to be role playing for us. What do we do with our air as a security element and as a reconnaissance element? So we'll be operating, very close and cooperatively with those as a security force, and we may do something that's just purely like attack aviation just does attack operations. You're not working for anybody, you just go and blow stuff up as a shaping operation. Could be a seed mission, could be rear area logistics destruction, something like that. All right, that concludes my talking.
Awesome. Well, that was very, very, very good. The only thing that was different tonight is we are doing a flank screen, B, not necessarily a convoy escort.
Yeah, nice.
Is it? So again, I didn't put together a big formal briefing again. Well, some of you heard, and Scooter knows this because he sat with me all afternoon. He was doing things, I was doing things. I was on the struggle bus this afternoon to get things to work. And it's still not going to work exactly the way that we had planned. But here's the aircraft assignments. There's your codes. The Apaches, I don't think that your frequencies are going to be preset, but your longbow net is set up correctly. So you may have to hand jam those. Since we're odd on Apache guys, I just went ahead and just did 2 teams. I'm going to fly the 4th ship on the Blackhawks tonight, so we do have 1 SWT.
Flying 3rd. I'm just here for the class. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool. I just added you as we went along. So
yeah, I appreciate it. I'll be on after, but I gotta hang with the family for a little bit. So
yeah, man. Nope, no problem. No problem. So we're going to be working out of the Lafarge Cement Factory. As I mentioned last week, we're working on the one actual folks is working on a LSCO training area, and this is the area that they're going to be designing that, and we're going to be working out of Lafarge here. So it's going to be known as LCF. The winds are 3604, overcast about 5,000, 299.3 on the pressure.
If you're reading a weather brief on a slide, it ain't showing up.
Did it not?
We're still
change
on
it?
aircraft assignments.
How's that?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so there we go. My bad. I don't know why it didn't change. So there's your weather. It's pretty straightforward and simple. The Apaches are going to be on would be the south pad. I think that's the way it works out, and the Blackhawks are on the north pad.
Sorry, is this transpose or transposing?
Is it?
Yeah,
I see words appearing as you're talking.
What
That's
is
pretty
it
cool.
doing? I have no idea what's on. I just shared this thing, so I have no idea what it's really doing.
It's clearly picking up your words, closed captioning in real time, provided by Diet Coke.
You don't need subtitles. I went to the bloody American University in Cairo. Sally picks seashells by the seashore.
Let's see if it'll talk about overthrowing the government.
No, let's not do that. No. Anyway, but you can see the on the smaller screen there the approaches and departures for each pad. It's pretty well simple. The Apaches are faced that way. The Blackhawks just need to do a right turn.
I gotta go for a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
So bootleg, you're going to do is conduct a screen along the northern 2ABC sector boundary to support the movement to contact maneuver of 2ABCT. You're going to find, fix, and destroy any enemy forces. Your waypoints should be pre-programmed, and I've got the diagram here in a second, but waypoint 1 is LCF. Your waypoint 2 is the intersection of phase line red and the sector boundary. 3 is the intersection of blue and the sector boundary, and 4 is phase line green and the sector boundary. Okay, there is an overlay of the sector. I don't know why I've got text on there, but there's an overlay of it. I've got a better view, and I'm still trying to learn this map.army, so it's still a little wonky. But you see, we're down here. The cab's here. Lafarge is here. We have 3 companies of armor that is pushing forward towards a bridge at the M of MSR Razor. We have 2 troops of strikers from 1-1 Cav that is moving up MSR Razor. Our main focus and our main objective is going to be to screen in that direction towards the unknown enemy. And I don't know why I've got armor over there. It's actually just unknown enemy on that side. Our main focus needs to be from Razor and northeast. So between Razor and northeast is really where we're worried about. This area down south is pretty well protected. So we have that one company that we're really supporting, and that's Alpha Company, 337th Armor. We also have that strikers that are going to be moving up a little faster than the armor up that MSR, so we may end up having them kind of come in behind us there. I did not put any fires down, but we do have fires if we need it, but in a real op, but I don't have any fires down, so.
Okay.
So there's our screen. Blackhawks, you're going to be taking off. I've got another view of this in just a second. Well, I'll just go ahead and switch to it. So there's kind of a 3D view of what we got going on. You can see the MSR right there. Your screening element, screening out, and then the company maneuvers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really learning how to do that, and it's really cool, all of the things that we can do with it. Just figuring it out as we go. But Blackhawks, I'll come back to this slide. So you're going to conduct 4 air assaults along MSR Razor to support the maneuver 2ABCT. So pre-programmed waypoint 1 is LCF. This is not going to work. They don't have either the correct current hill mod or they don't have it on their server 2 for this to work, because I just loaded it up on the server. I tested it all day. I loaded it up on the server and it drops tanks instead of infantry. So, but anyway, at LZ1, if it did work, I'd want a weapon squad and anti-armor squads. LZ2, infantry squads, you can see that. LZ3 and LZ4, heavy weapon squad and a mortar squad. When Blackhawks, you need to conduct all operations south of MSR Razor. All of the LZs are parallel to MSR Razor, right next to it. Most 1 and 2 are close to intersections with towns. 3 is just an intersection. And LZ4 is right before the bridge. It's really the only one that would be hard to identify. And it's just to the left of the road as you make your approach, or just to the south of the road in an open area right before you get to the bridge. The rest of them are all, like I said, pre-programmed into your GPS, and just pay attention where you were. They're pretty easy to spot on where you want to put the Blackhawks down at. Just make sure that we stay south and southwest of MSR Razor at all times. So any turns are going to be to the left out. And again, there's MSR Razor. We're coming up. I think the first one is like 11 Ks, and then there's like 17 Ks and then 20 something Ks, and it's roughly 34 Ks from Lafarge to the bridge up there. So we don't have that far to go. It's going to take the armor units about 40 minutes to get up there.
What direction are we looking here?
You're looking essentially north and slightly northeast.
Okay.
Or northwest, sorry. So I'm sorry. Let me back up. There's that slide right there.
Yeah,
so.
wouldn't it be west? I thought you said
north
north
and northwest. Yes. That's
Okay. So we're going to the northwest. All right.
Yep, to the northwest. And like I said, right there where those intersections are with the sector line, I have those points are in your TSD. So red in the sector lines of point, blue in the sector lines of point, and green in the sector lines of point. So it kind of lines that out. All right. Any questions from so far for either group?
Yeah. Where are these routes at again? I know I missed it, but
what routes? What are you talking about? They're in your helicopter.
Oh, okay. So
okay.
Route Razor and all that, it's not depicted and all that.
It's not depicted in your helicopter, no. But it's the main MSR that comes off of there. The waypoints that you have are going to be at the corners and the intersections of the phase lines.
Yep.
And your northeast sector boundary.
Okay.
And for the lift guys, are we going out as a flight, or are we just?
Yep. We'll just go out as a flight. And refill. I've got you as 1-1, but I can take 1-1 on that if you want me to. I know you don't like that all the time, so I can do that if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll just pay close attention to what you're doing, and yeah, maybe we can try another time.
Shit ain't gonna mean it's gonna be right. We're gonna make it work right. So essentially the comms, LCF CTAF is 227.6. It's preset in the 60s. I don't know if it's going to come out right in the Apaches. I was having some serious issues with the presets and frequencies. One thing that ED has done is it will copy the frequencies over, but it completely will not copy over any of the data link information. So I've got to go in and reset the entire network and rewrite the entire network up on every helicopter. So that's like the name of the preset, the whole thing. It's a pain in the ass.
Sucks.
Yeah. So
Okay, what did you say it was?
so LCF CTAF. Oh, it's not over there. I'm sorry. Hold on. There you go. I'm sorry. I was working on another screen. So LCF CTAF is 227.6. B, I'm just going to have you be the basic, not AMC. You'll be the ABC if they need it. I doubt we will. We probably won't need to do much communication. The air battle net is 239.15. If we had a ground force commander, it would be on 58 nothing. It'd be Iron 6.
I am posting a screenshot of this in the voice chat right now. You can put it in kneeboards.
Yeah, and Scooter is trying to figure out how we can get these plugged into missions. He's pretty much got it figured out. I just gotta shove him some more things, and we can get this worked out, because I have no idea how to do that.
I don't have the current hell mod, even though my mod manager says that it's installed. It's not showing up in DCS.
You've installed it? Did you activate them? Because it's two separate processes in that open mod manager. All right. Bootleg is on 41.55 and Caveman on 48.17. It should be preset in the Blackhawk to preset one. Okay. All right, what do we need to do with you, Scoot? What do we need? Any questions on this? I need to go back for anything?
And what server are we on?
We're going to be on their server number 2, one actual server number 2.
Copy that. Just say screen training.
All right, everybody good?
Hopefully.
Okay. All right, Scooter, what do we need to do? Did you get yours figured out?
It should be. I'm putting it up again and making sure that it'll connect.
Okay. The server right now is paused. I didn't have time to set any triggers for the armor to move, so if you do jump into a helicopter, it's going to be frozen. I'm going to unpause it, because then the armor starts to move then.
So I am Caveman 1-3.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everybody make sure to make Grumpy feel good about his new Vario Aero headset.
Oh, yeah, no, don't make me feel good about it. It's fine. It's got to work it's got to work 2 days in a row. 2 missions in a row. It's got to work.
Wait, how do you feel about this thing? It's not very reliable?
Oh, no. It's just this. I've only used it really on one big mission the other night, and it's got to work 2 in a row. But it's yeah. Had a little bit of a setup issue with it, and I just basically uninstalled everything and reinstalled everything, and it was fine. But it's pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, much better than your G2.
At 100%. I mean, it is. There's no comparison. None.
Okay, stop talking.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain it to people that haven't experienced it.
I'll send you a link.
All
All right.
So
What's
it's absolutely not. Even though I installed it, downloaded it, installed it, and now it's not showing up in DCS.
Somebody tell me the password.
It's the same as the other one. So Scooter, are you looking in your file to see if it's in your file?
Yeah,
It's not showing up in your file.
it's not showing up in DCS. So I'm looking.
What do you mean?
I'm going into the save games mod folder right now.
Because you have to activate it after you download it.
Yeah, activate it in OMM.
Yeah, it should have a green check mark, I think.
Yep, it has a green check mark.
I'm sitting in a paused aircraft and I'm going to take an old man piss break.
Okay.
Hey B, what's the plan? What do you want to do?
Okay.
I don't have a preference. I'm happy to sit front seat. What about you?
I mean, it doesn't matter. Are you going to be like running things? Do you need to be in the front? Do you need to be in the back?
Yeah, I'll sit in the front. That's cool. Let's do that.
All right.
What does it mean? I'm not resolving any multiplayer servers. Nothing is coming up.
That's been happening lately. You just need to refresh it or back out and go back into multiplayer. I've had to do it like 3 or 4 different times.
I totally
happened to
killed
me a bunch
DCS
too.
and started over again.
I think you're better off just backing out of multiplayer and trying it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just back out of multiplayer
right.
and then go
now
again.
all of a sudden my list is full. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I'm gonna
Click
get
it as a favorite. Save favorite.
Was it show Scoot?
Yeah, it's in the folder, but it doesn't. Oh my god. Okay, so it installed the mod in the wrong order. Let me see if
And I'm back.
Okay.
I'm still loading.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm of no help.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with that OMM and all that stuff yet. I'm using BSD's mods.
Yeah, because they're also now using the Current Hill 1.5 mod, so that would work.
Yeah, I haven't updated. I'll attack.
We should
OMM
be in
this week.
in 1.1 there, Defiant.
Yep. It's sure taking a long time to load.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably will. I don't know if you've ever flown out of Lafarge cement factory or not. It's pretty cool, but it's when you're pretty close to it, it is kind of a hog.
Yeah, I remember we did a air assault mission out of here up to an LZ to the north of where that bridge is, a long time ago.
Yeah.
As a night air assault. Because I remember I flipped an Mi-8 over in the LZ.
That's good.
We stayed in an abandoned cement factory when we went into Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stayed there waiting on our equipment.
Was that the Kobar Towers? No, that's
No.
something else. I'm thinking of.
Kobar Towers is where we stayed when we came back. When we came back,
yeah.
we stayed at Kobar Towers. Kobar Towers, man, that's where all the rents stayed. I remember coming back after being out in the boonies for 6 months and standing behind 2 Air Force gals that were in PT shorts with really nice ass standing in line at Baskin Robbins waiting to get an ice cream, and they were bitching and complaining about the furniture in their apartments. Because Kobar Towers was basically high-rise apartments.
Yeah.
No, when we came there, it was outside of Daharan, just this abandoned cement plant, and they put us out there. We were out there for 2 days. Didn't even have any tents, nothing. We were just out in the hot freaking sun, and there was all this cement dust all over the fucking place, and it was horrible. And they flew a C-5 in with a bunch of GPs, and then we put up some tents, and we had to wait there about 10 days for our equipment to arrive. And we were so happy when our equipment arrived, because then we got to move down to the docks at Daharan.
The little things.
Yeah, I remember going down to Daharan and driving in, and as you were driving in, these guys were handing you frozen bottles of water, and I almost had a fucking orgasm.
All right, I'm joining in.
Okay.
I just ripped it out of the folder that it installed.
Hey, Defiant. So
and manually installed it.
Yeah.
My client on the multiplayer, so in game it says not connected, but my
It's because it's
SRS
paused.
shows connected when I look
That's
and I
paused.
see you in the.
I've got the mission paused.
Oh, that affects SRS as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm going to unpause the mission right now. So, and then I'll be on the headset in just a second. All right.
Okay. Hey.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I have to mute my mic playing back to me. Discord. All right, you have me in aircraft. Hello. Oh, there we go.
I can hear you.
Copy that.
That's weird. My kneeboards didn't load. Okay.
What do you want? Radios? I can punch one.
You can hear me, right?
I can hear you, yes.
Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me? It says it's keying up.
Hey,
RGJ.
Defiant.
If you can hear me on
SRS.
I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me on the FM radio 30.02?
Yes.
Yes, I heard you on the FM.
Okay, I don't know. It's keying up with my voice on the intercom. It says I'm transmitting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, can you hear me when I transmit?
Yeah, I can hear you even when you're not transmitting the intercom.
Whoever the front seat is, bounce into another helicopter, pilot, and bounce back into the front seat. That helicopter mission.
Okay, thanks. I'll try that.
Do we have a logistics area here, or are we just assuming that what we need are already on board?
Yeah, assume what you need is already on board because you'll be dropping tanks. But the pickup zone will be right there on that. still loading in. So.
Yeah, there should be one other guy on the 60 network.
Yeah, it's me.
Hear me
All right.
now.
So
Yeah, I
Rico,
can.
You want the 1-1 spot?
That's just weird.
Yeah.
Say again?
So do you want the 1-1 spot? You're in the helicopter.
Oh, I just thought I'd take the helicopter, but not be. No, I'll move. I'll move.
Nope, already in it. I'll take one. I
Okay.
just that's kind of important in case, especially if we do some preloaded stuff, that we can go make sure we're hitting the right helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay,
No
well,
problem.
for some reason none of my keyboards is loaded. I don't want it.
My mistake, you're wrong.
Let's see if I can find that. Alright, CTAF 227.6.
I've got those punched in there. I'm getting Caveman's punched in now. We're up on 21.5 on FM2
Okay.
with Longbow net.
Alright, awesome. You're doing my job.
Sorry, yeah, I heard you earlier say you didn't have your keyboard, so I was just
I've
taking
got
care of it.
waypoint 2 up right now, just over 11.8 kilometers. Pretty much I think 6.4 or excuse me, 290.
Yeah, 292.
Turn them down. So Rocks, sorry I wasn't able to answer earlier until we got all the radios figured out. Most of the guys fly with VR. There's still a couple that use monitors. Alright, console be all set properly. Alright, in your show page for your TST, don't turn on Records enemy units. You didn't hide them in the mission.
Okay.
Alright. Only other thing I see is make sure you cycle your IDM down to FM2 so you can get data link if we use it.
Okay. Hey, talk to me real quick.
Yes, sir.
What's the difference between the square with the open diamond in it and, I mean, it's front seat, left seat, or back seat, but how can we have independent selections for IDM between the front and the back seat?
I don't have that answer. I figured you'd know that. Is there
Okay,
only one
I gotta
modem,
go
or is
back
there
in
two
that.
modems in the aircraft? I don't know.
There's only one modem. Yeah. I don't remember
No,
what
yeah.
that means. So
Yeah, I don't know.
the diamond is
The other seat.
the other seat, and the square open diamond is you. But I don't remember why there's two selections, because IDM just should transmit on one radio.
Yeah, I don't have that answer. I know that if you don't have your seat selected to the IDM channel, you don't get the messages. Almost like they don't sync it in the helicopter multi-crew, they give it to each one separately. I don't know, just on the back
Yeah.
end.
And then what did you do to verify that it's on FM2? Where do you set your IDM?
So he sets up presets in the mission editor. So when I went to
Okay.
FM2 and hit the preset button, he has preset 1 set up for 41.55, and I know that was changed, which means I know he's punched everything in.
So, but where do I look to see where my nets are set up. So I see preset 1 and it says VHF FM2. That's what's indicating my data net is supposed to be on it. So top level comm page on the left.
Yeah, on T1, or sorry, L1.
I'm just trying to remember how I know my data net is set up on FM2. How did you know that? That's what I'm asking.
Grumpy, I know Grumpy set. No, I just know he always sets it up on one of the FMs, and I went looking for the FM radio where he has set a preset. It's the only way I really know.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as I selected that preset, it showed L1 on that channel. So
yeah,
it didn't prior, so I figured he had it set. I don't have a way of knowing other than just guessing.
Yeah. Okay, that's another thing.
If we'd have gone into the top level comm page and gone into the preset, hit preset 1, I'm pretty sure it would do the same thing. From what I did.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like the other presets just aren't set.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just shows us we're B11, data link is 1 alpha. We were supposed to be on 1122 codes.
I'll change it. Don't worry about it.
They're next to us. Bootleg 12, this is Bootleg 11, com check on 41.55.
Got you out there, Bootleg 11, Bootleg 12, ready.
That, and 11 clear as well.
Yeah, that's Bootleg 12, that's right.
Copy that, stand by. Alright, are we ready to go? Looks like we've got waypoints that are the right side of those phase lines and our sector and street, correct?
Yep, correct.
Alright.
Yeah, so take off, depart to the west.
Alright, CTAF. Alright, 1-2, this is 1-1. We got our Retcon 1. Ready to call CTAF and we'll be after. Alright. What was this place called? LCF. It was
Lafarge Cement Factory. Just say Lafarge.
Lafarge. Alright. Lafarge traffic. Bootleg flight of 2 AH-64s, departing present position, departing to the northwest. Lafarge traffic. And what is the...
Got a pole right in front of us.
Copy that.
Two's left.
Alright, do you have a waypoint carrot? I'll go ahead and cycle us to 3.
Large traffic bootleg flight clearing the northwest area of the cement factory. Last call, large traffic. Alright, so now we can switch that.
And pick up the... there's a road over to the right. If you want to swing more towards the right and pick up our original route closer to it, that'll... Alright, we're armed.
Copy that. External lights are off. CMOS is armed. road, right?
Yeah.
We don't know where the armor is currently. Or is that my line of sight to the left, our 10 o'clock going up a hill looks like an armored column moving up a hill.
Okay, looking. But you said 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Only 2 kilometers, I guess, going up a hill. They're definitely moving.
Look at it. Slaves.
Line of sight.
Can't do slaves.
And Bootleg 1-1 Key and 1-1 air battle.
Got it. Caveman 1-1, Bootleg 1-1, go ahead.
Yeah, just information we're airborne and round trip.
Acknowledged, and we're en route to the screen.
Two staying kind of high.
It's a pretty big tank formation.
So I'm going to speed up a little.
Okay.
I'm only doing 50 knots, so.
I'm in my controls menu.
Copy that. Alright, the second armored column to our right on the MSR.
We gotta stay on this side of the route razor.
Correct.
I know, I had to step out during that whole part of the brief. We're saddled about, I don't know, 200 meters off here, 4 o'clock.
Copy that.
I'm inside.
Copy. Is this a good altitude? You want more elevation?
No, this is fine for now.
Copy that. Ahead of us along that tree line, on the right side of the MSR, is that a buildings or
Yeah,
on that side?
it's like a little town.
Okay. Copy.
Back inside.
Look at that. Back inside.
They don't call Black Hawk.
It's polarity switch.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it's called polarity.
Is that me that keeps hot micing, or is it?
Oh, I thought it was you.
Turning my sensitivity way down. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we got a single armored vehicle bearing 8901, 12 o'clock, break. $5,800 meters, 12 o'clock.
Okay, searching.
Looks like a T-72.
Alright, let's stay at least 4 Ks out and we'll assess.
Okay, so we got a correction. That's our 3 o'clock. It's not on our 12. Break. I'm gonna make an assessment. It's about a 360-ish. I'm in a right, correction, left-hand turn is required.
Roger.
360 right off the nose now.
Okay.
Continuing left or right turn.
Okay, we got 6,500 meters across the road, approximately. I want to say maybe a 010. I'm gonna point my nose up.
Yeah, do you know how to send me the target?
I do not. Pittsburgh.
I don't know the spot.
That's bearing 041 for 6,000 meters.
041 for 6,000, roger.
I'll try to talk you into the terrain. Okay, I'm gonna right-hand turn behind you.
I remember come around left and make a basically a medium turn.
Okay. Let me see if I can set up my... What laser code are you guys on?
We're on 1122.
Okay, so are we. Let me switch mine. I'll be on 1123.
Rox, I'm using the
Yeah,
headset.
your laser code
Climax
should
mic.
be 1121.
Fine, can you walk me through how I've done this to you?
You're going to use the TSD.
I got it.
You're going to hit point, and then on L1 you're going to hit T, whichever target number it is. Once you've entered that, you're going to go to the bottom and hit transmit. Then on the top right, you're going to have to select the aircraft you want to send it to. Once you highlight that aircraft, you can hit transmit on the bottom right. sure you guys data modems on FM2.
Hey, you can also, I'm set up to find your laser if you want to laser that target.
I don't see you as a choice. We might not have set up this data link correctly.
Go ahead and laser the target. I got my laser spot tracker looking.
Alright, we're coming back around in the turn.
As soon as I
turn
see
left
them,
to 360.
Yeah.
Alright, lasing.
Stand by, we're turning in.
Got a fix.
Stop late.
Got it. Alright. Left. I'll keep you in constraints.
I didn't,
You didn't save it?
shoot, well, I did. Okay, go ahead and laser it again.
Lasing.
Or to the north.
Yep.
I'm mouse clicking. Keep coming around to the right. Why is it not seeing it? Keep lasing. It's not picking it up. Why is it not picking it up?
Alright, going on when we get a lot closer.
Our laser is 1-1.
Yeah, it foundered a second ago, but I was not quick enough to turn the spot tracker off, and I lost it.
Mike, my DC.
All right, one more time. I'm working through.
Okay, I'll just carry on.
Alright, steering line. Come back around.
Okay. All right, we're coming back around.
We gotta reset too. I've already come across the road.
Yeah, I just lost it. I'm gonna get back to trying to send it to you. I didn't see your helicopter when I hit the tree.
Okay, make sure you use your IDM rocker and get your square down to FM2 in both seats. And did you guys hand punch in the 41.55 or did you use the preset in FM2 to get to 41.55? They like to
So
talk over each other.
FM2 is the stupid caveman frequency. So do I need to be? Does it have to go through FM2?
That was how he had the preset set up, so yes. I have cavemen on FM1.
Alright, I'm gonna flip those around.
Yeah, you have to use the preset in the FM2 and then apply it. Otherwise, you have to go in and hand punch it in the manual.
Yep.
So in the preset, you just click preset and comms for FM2.
Yeah, so RTS down to FM2, and up on your EUFD page, there's the P button to the right. That's your preset button, and it should be preset 1. You use the WCA to go up and down in that menu. When you get to preset 1 at 41.55, you hit the enter key, which is just to the right of the P key.
Where is this damn thing? 6,500 meters.
Well, we've come back towards the south a bit, so it's probably more like 8,000 now. This around to the right, slow us down a bit, get us when I saw it lock on, it was out kind of in my line of sight area before.
Okay.
Alright, did you guys get anything?
Nope.
That's negative.
I did not get mail.
No, I didn't.
I did not get mail, no.
So it's point, type in the point, then click the transmit button, and the wingman should show up on the top at that point.
Yeah, the wingman should be up on like T5, T6, R1, R1, R2. Speed 4.
Yeah, I got a Bravo 1-4 showing up. I got a Bravo 1-4 showing up when I hit my you're not getting it.
Yeah, we're Bravo 1-1.
Yeah, the only one I have in there is the Bravo 1-4.
Make sure you're, so they'll be across the top and on the right side. So look in your top bezel and your side bezel.
Yep, that's it right there. How about now?
Mail received. Alright, you got it?
Yeah, I didn't get a tone though, which is strange.
Alright, I'm going to receive it. Bravo 1-2 sent a target or threat. You already did it. There you go. It's behind us.
Okay.
Alright, coming left.
Yeah, we're visual. Yeah, we're visual. We're just coming behind you here. We're facing the target.
Yeah, our friendlies are coming down the road fairly close. So I don't know if this is going to impede them or not. Sit there parallel with it.
So that is, yeah, where are the, I've been inside, so where are the friendlies?
Oh, I thought I saw them on the road right in front of us. They are not in sight, never mind. Those are trees.
Okay, go ahead and, you're clear to engage that T-72.
Roger, clear to engage T-72 break. Were you able to fire that? For some reason it looks like I'm not.
Yeah, I've got your target. He's stationary.
The rest of the friendly units, so you have a bunch on the road right here coming up, but we have two groups that are behind us further up the road towards the next phase line.
In those V formations? Oh wow, okay. And we are traveling
that's one's in front of us.
East. They're moving west, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we're way behind them right now.
Shot.
Shot kind of. We're coming back across the road.
Roger, let's continue mission.
Alright, I have visual on the two friendly groups. They're up a ways and we can barely make them out.
Okay, I see him, yep. And DCS is cheating for me. I have my line of sight. I don't know whether that's artificial tracking turned on, but I see three huge blobs way off in the distance. So you can look in that direction. I don't know if that's going to help you.
I don't see him.
Okay, let me try to.
I see the smoke from the T-72 that was taken out, but I don't see anything else in that direction.
Yeah, let's go get in front of the convoy.
Okay.
Okay, we're moving to get in front of the convoy, so we're still about 2 kilometers behind them.
Yeah, it looks like we've acquired a formation of armored vehicles in the open break. Should be approximately a 050 off on the other side of the road, and we're looking like inside 10 kilometers.
Okay, see if you can work it up, and I'll try to acquire. Send me that break whenever you're ready. Okay,
Roger, and we're sending that.
Did you get it that time?
We did. And why do I not have a store option?
You should just go to hit receive and then click on it.
And then it should go away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
Let me click on. Oh, they sent it to us behind us. Hold on. Yeah, they're still back by that other 272.
Okay. See if you can.
This is one. The targets
store
we
it.
received were back at the same location of that CT-72. Alright,
It could just be part of the same formation. There's several close together. We only saw the one before.
Copy that.
I've got a better one now. I can send to you.
So is that something we would then just bypass because all the friendlies have moved past that point, or?
Feasibly, but we can continue mission with the convoy here.
They're just saying you target 3. It's kind of a better store.
Okay, Roger. Go ahead and bypass stores, target, and bypass, and we're caught up to the convoy. We're just about up to the dam.
Roger, we're just
bring us
turning
right.
just direction west of the convoy element. Right now.
Okay, I'm looking up.
My line of sight.
Right.
Can.
Stand by. Slaved. Deslaved. Blazing. Stored as target 3. Those are MLRS, I guess. Alright, I've got a group of 3 MLRS. Stand by. Alright. Wait. Transmit. Target 3. And why don't I have send? What are
You
they?
had to hit
They're
transmit
1-3?
after you punched in the target. They are.
They're.
Yeah, maybe 1-3, I think.
Are you guys 1-3?
We should be
4-1-2.
1-2.
1-2.
Sending mail target 3.
Mail received.
Alright.
Alright, Bravo, bootleg 1-1-1-2. Looks like we have that target along MSR on the south side of the east-west MSR. That would be a north-south MSR.
Roger. Go ahead and take the right-handmost target. We'll take the left.
Understand, we'll take the right-handmost target, Bravo 1.
Okay, we can remember what you got here. And there's LMC.
Lake 1-1, Big Lake 1-2. We're getting missile indications forward left.
Go ahead and tell
Rifle.
them. Yeah, sorry, that's my bad.
We were talking.
Big Lake 1-2 rifle.
Good check.
All right.
Going to bypass.
All right. Selecting rockets. Again, doesn't make sense. Rocket types. I'm gonna do. Oh, he shot what I thought was my
He
target.
went to the, yeah, there's one more to the right.
Yeah, he took the wrong one. Try to kill him with rockets here. All right, match and shoot, Mabel.
Holy! You let loose a volley there. Or you set it up for a volley.
Yep.
That was
Do you want that,
close.
that center target?
Re-engage.
right. On pedals.
We're volleying rockets on that last one.
Nice. Well, those are. You're shooting. Yeah, off to the left.
Short. Terrible short.
Just get rid of the rest of them. Try it again. There you go. Well, right there. Okay. Sensing. Nice. That worked out. Is he dead or no?
No.
Fucking A.
Again.
Engaging with gun.
Straights. Okay.
Oh, you got rockets left? Maybe.
Do I?
You want to shoot rockets? I don't know. I'm gonna.
Oh, that was...
Yeah, you had a couple. No worries.
Still didn't die.
Trying to kill this last one with gun.
Man, I gotta fix my motion controller.
Got it. Critical damage.
Oh,
Alright,
back
across the road.
I cannot use LMC. Golly.
Okay, you guys go ahead and catch back up with the convoy. I'm gonna continue looking north here.
Sorry, I'll get your turn here in a second.
Alright, we're going south.
Smirch destroyed. Alright, I'm gonna come left and have line of sight back to that area.
Oh, they're flying up there. Okay.
Yeah, I see him.
Oh man, it's hard to keep my orientation. Okay, there's the targets looking to the right. Why do I not have a... I don't have the little pointer where my MMS's or my TADS is looking. I rely on that.
Like 2:30, almost 3 o'clock right now. Oh, you are
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Right, but I don't have that line on my TSD. Why not? You know where it shows you where the... I'm lasing now. There it goes, but it... Okay, I guess I just had to give it a little more something to work on. Now it's back. I think I just jogged it out of whatever state it was in.
It's Boeing's fault.
Yeah. So now I'm not blazing in that, and my TSD line of sight is showing. I guess it just had to have a little refresh of information. Say again?
We're just playing around with slowing the SCR to look back at that armor formation off to our flank.
Got it. Okay, so the convoy. Alright, we are westbound again. Okay. Where's the lake? There it is. Alright, the convoy is where? Did they make it to the lake? Are they crossing? What's the limit of advance?
Getting ready to cross.
Convoy's right in front of us. They're stationary, right? Or are those trees?
Those are trees. Using the F-10 map, the convoy's getting ready to cross the bridge at the lake.
Okay. Let's go.
The first element. There's another one still coming up the highway at our 9 o'clock.
Alright. Yeah, let's go clear the bridge for him.
Okay, speed up.
Alright, we're repositioning over the bridge. The lead element of the convoy is about to cross the bridge.
Visual on the convoy. Looks like they're holding up the bridge.
Does Caveman have anything to do with the convoy at all?
I don't think so. They were just dropping troops in certain spots.
Hey, 2, if you could just backtrack along the MSR and see if you can pick up those assault elements that were moving through. I don't understand what the trailing V formation was that was moving across the terrain, and then this convoy here that's leading. But see if you can find out what those two armor formations are doing. There's somebody behind these guys, right? I'm remembering that correctly.
Yes.
I saw two
There's 3 elements.
formations moving abreast, yeah.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on them. They haven't moved.
So the last third formation, that was the 2 armor formations that were in a V, are stationary now?
No, negative. I thought you were talking about the enemy formations we observed. Frank, I'm looking for that last formation. I have the big V in sight. That's kind of what I was paying attention to.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what their intent is. Let me see if I can find out from Caveman. Caveman, bootleg 1-1. pounds of fuel.
Yeah, we're doing about the same. I got 1640. So I got 2 other armor formations on the south side of the MSR that are also moving to the west. They're also in the formation.
Alright, if we'll stay here and maintain security over this halted element at the bridge. You guys are clear to backtrack and kill those those remaining T-72s at the original target location.
Roger, we'll backtrack and then engage those formations.
clicky encoders are not working very well.
Yeah.
Encoder dials. Like the steps are too big.
Right. Yeah, we're just doing orbits to the south.
Okay.
Kind of an offset from the bridge orbit.
Okay.
Like 1-2 rifle.
Hey, you just joined us.
Lamb, I'm gonna jump in there. Maybe I'm too late, but
they are heading back to the PZ to pick up their last serial, and so you might have a chance to join in.
We just departed, so.
no worry, no worry. I'll just get you that next. Everyone does.
Somebody jumped up.
Yeah, if you wanna hop in, you can hop in my helicopter here.
Bit like 1-2
Give me about
rifle.
5 minutes or whatever you boot and then launch in. If you want to roll on, don't worry. Whatever you do, don't worry about it.
Oh, we're rolling on. Just hop in my helicopter. You're ready.
Why can I not see those targets? Oh. Wow, they are hard to see.
Long ways away, huh?
Well,
They
they didn't
already.
retain their heat very well. Yeah, they're dead, but they should still be hot.
Yeah. TCS. Yeah, I don't. I know we've been orbiting and stuff, but our convoy is there just beyond the trees. I thought they disappeared. Couldn't see any vehicles. They were perfectly behind each tree. It was lined up.
Yeah, there's nothing north of us. I think we have accomplished the mission goals.
Yeah.
We're not going to find any new targets. If you want to, well, we're playing the tactical game.
We were just waiting for the lift helicopters to get here, drop their stuff, and escort them back.
See, this guy is much brighter than these. Why is that?
So we're not dead. Throw the camera on and the TV. You can get more zoom.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, looks dead,
maybe
right?
Not. Yeah, to me it does. It's one of those smirches.
9,000 meters. I've got too many buttons I cannot keep track. I keep changing my control scheme and I don't remember what's what.
Yeah, that'll definitely mess with you.
Alright, I'm going to request a position report now.
Definitely 1-2 rifle.
I kind of wish Grumpy had put some movers in or something.
Yeah, they all just sat there. I kind of expected them to try to attack the convoy or something, but they just sat there.
One coming.
Maybe we killed the... Well, I don't know what kind of triggers he had.
1-2 is the Dakota break. Looks like we eliminated all of the formation.
Okay, sounds good. If you're not monitoring, Caveman is en route for the final.
Yeah, we're visual establishment.
Okay, let me practice.
What was Dakota?
That's one of the phase lines, I think. Alright, if I want to turn LMC on. See, why did it jump like crazy when I turned on LMC?
When you turn on the LMC, you'll notice you have to be lazy when you turn it on, otherwise it goes nuts. Sorry, still trying to constraints.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because it uses the laser range for its math, like motion compensation calculation.
Yeah. Yep, no, that's correct. I just wouldn't think that it would jump like that. But I guess as soon as it gets new information, it'll move. Makes sense. It would just mean I'd have to remap because I use my thumb to turn the LMC on and fire the laser, so I can't do both at the same time. Okay, roger that. Convoy's still stationary. It looks like they're picking up a security hold from them. Yeah.
Fire's going over.
So I saw that. Yeah, if you want to come back around to the right and just head back down the MSR, we can link back up with 2. And so where do we see Caveman?
Said they were 8K out. I don't have visual yet. Imagine
Keep coming around to the right.
More coming.
Wires, see lots of wires.
Yeah, I have some setting on where distant aircraft are just huge fuzzy balls.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I can see units as enormous fuzzy balls. Fuzzy balls. But yeah, it's totally cheating. So I gotta find that out.
This might be a bit tough to spot in all these trees on the threshold out over now.
They should be pretty close.
More coming.
What direction are those guys going? They're headed southeast, looks like.
Yeah, coming to the water. I think Caveman is to our right. 2 kilometers out. They gotta be right here somewhere. We should have visual.
Okay, looking.
Caveman Bootleg, what's your present position for digit?
I step by, we're on short file. This is it, Rick. I'm gonna go on the 3 line.
Alright. Coming back around
Looking.
towards the bridge.
Do not see them.
I have them. They're almost to the bridge. They're very low and amongst the trees. 1 o'clock. Low. They're over. They're putting down. They're in that little clearing between these 2 trees, right where you're looking.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I see. Yep.
Two's on the deck, troops up. Yeah, 3's on the deck, troops up. You want to take us home, Toro? Copy that. Off the left then. Ricky will left turn.
Caveman Bootleg, we are at your 3 o'clock high.
180.
That's quite the turn.
Yeah, what the
behind you, Toro. Copy.
Caveman Bootleg, we're over the 1 o'clock high.
That visual. And now 1 up.
1211. Good. Yeah, you guys still good? I've got you in sight.
Alongside MSR.
Bootleg, or Caveman is egressing back to the east along the MSR. You have me in sight. We're basically overhead them right now.
Okay, I think I have you. Looks like you're just coming over the trees now.
I have them dead in front of us.
Anyways, we're opposite direction. We're just passing the stationary formation on the road.
Present position set. Present position set.
flaring?
Yeah, I popped 2.
Alright, friendly elements.
wrong side of the MSR, going around the station anchor. These guys went everywhere. There's a group on the ground right in front of us.
See all your tanks burning out there.
Yeah, if we had 8 Hellfires, there's definitely another tank.
Did they not get them all?
Well, he said he had killed 7. He had 8 Hellfires. I'm assuming he's got one Hellfire left. He did. Alright,
So how loud is it in the real helicopter when you're flying? Or does the head of your helmet muffle it a bunch?
It muffles it a bunch, yeah. We wear communication earplugs, which are wired, basically, and they're like earbuds. And the helmet on top of that.
Okay.
I do have some mild hearing loss, though.
You did it a long time, right?
Yeah, 25 years or more. Wasn't flying that whole time. But, yeah, you know, from going the range, shooting guns, just being around high-pitched, high-frequency noise a lot, too.
2-1. We're still linked up with Caveman. Are you back with us?
Yeah, we're visual. We're about maybe a mile and a half.
Alright, I'm going to try this laser spot tracker again. I'm set up to spot track 1122. Let me know when you're lasing.
Okay, out the distance. Lasing now, kind of the bend in the road that the Cavemen are coming up on.
It's a little close. Oh, you caught them.
Okay, got it. Stop lasing. Is yours set up? You want to try ours?
Yeah, we're setting our LRFD right now. You guys are on 1121.
Correct.
Ready to have a go.
Okay, I'm lasing in 3 at 120.
So just on this hill, kind of off to the right here.
Yep.
got it.
Okay, and then ideally, you would take it off of auto, because if I move my spot, it's going to sling away, so you would tell me, so you would take it out of the auto mode, or turn the spot tracker off before I stop blazing. Ideally, because what happened to me when I found yours originally is I didn't tell you to stop blazing, and you stopped blazing, and then the spot tracker lost track.
And the parts traffic came in like 3 quick 60s. 10 clicks to the northwest inbound for a full stop at the Blackhawk parking area. Parts traffic. Yeah, I can't wait.
Large traffic, bootleg, flight of 2AH-64s, inbound number 2, landing behind Caveman, inbound from the west, 10 clicks out, large traffic.
Yeah, we're still like 2 miles trail.
Alright, fence out. Lights coming on. Seem all safe. Left for our 45-degree inbound to pads.
You're gonna make the driver call it. I might call this inbound, I'll follow some line. Oh, never mind, that was on. Never mind, my bad. Forgot I don't have both.
Let's put it down in this pit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the parts traffic came in quite in 3 60s. Is that base for full stop at the Blackhawk parking area, parts traffic.
Yeah, once we figure out the technological stuff, like I'm still configuring my LST and all that other stuff, but it always hampers the mission execution a little bit. But once we get, where were we parked? We came. I mean, there's some. There's
this
some
pad over here, just on the 1 o'clock, right? I think that was the pad.
Yeah, I think so.
Over the building.
Or you see those clamshells that are on the other side of the big sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking things.
Yeah, let's go for those. In fact, I think that's where we took off. Not in front of the clamshells. We were
closer to the left.
You see those 2 little flags? Yeah, there's the helipad. They're marked with H's. Don't see any wind socks or anything.
I'm going to bring it in from the east.
Sounds good. Okay, tail looks to be clear. Very smooth, looks good.
And then I lose it at the end.
First traffic.
Yeah, just lost the forward angle just
right
a little
downwind
bit,
for the
but
north.
that could be just RDS stuff.
Harsh.
Yeah. For just as a critique, I guess, coming in the direction you chose to do the approach probably isn't the best idea. I don't know if you were thinking about it or not. I'm just offering sort of a critique in case you didn't think about it. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a game, no big deal. I'm just offering a little bit of extra insight. Yeah, I would have probably executed a pattern like Scooter's doing to come in from more of the open area. In real life, we would want to overfly these inhabited buildings and stuff. Mocksnake's empty. Okay, let's see. We have P. Actually, the P, the APU.
Oh. Start the timer.
If you want to do a shutdown, or I'm perfectly happy to just hop out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just hop out. I can do a shutdown. It's not something I love doing, but I can do it.
Nah, I'm leaving.
Gotcha. I will see you in Discord.
Okay.
And I'm back.
Right on. Looks like we still have Spoo and Scooter.
It got warm in my room.
Do you know how close they were, by chance?
They were landing any minute.
Were they?
Second now.
Okay. Okay.
They were on final when we bailed out.
We're on the ground. I was just doing the shutdown.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm back.
Did anybody get a track view of that? TAC view?
Does that have to be deliberately done?
It shouldn't be. If you have it installed, it should run.
I don't think I have it. Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
It's a matter of whether the server lets it export the stuff. Otherwise, you're only going to have your own aircraft in TAC view.
It does let you do it. They've got everything on there, TAC views and.
All right, I have it. I'll stream if you want.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna shut the server down.
Yeah, I'm getting out.
I'm out.
I'll start their Nevada training map back up. Cool. All right. Anyway, how'd that go?
Fairly well.
Yeah, it went okay for us. We had a little. Still, we're always fighting, a little bit of technology issues and learning the system. Still, me, everybody. So that slows things down and leads to confusion.
In reference to the data link stuff or something else?
Yeah, data link, and I was setting up my
it's a headache
spot
every
tracker
time.
and stuff like that. So once we all get a baseline level of knowledge, everything will just flow more organically. I think, like that T-72 took us forever, and we could have just shot him within seconds, really. But I wanted to make the spot tracker work. I wanted to make the data link work, so slowed it down, which is good actually, because we would have killed all that stuff pretty quickly.
Cool. Well, I got distracted initially on the first approach. I was trying to use VR and send a text message, and I came in way too quick and bent my aircraft. Then I crashed. DCS froze on me. But
so when I look at, is it just implied that the data link will be on
whatever our internal frequency is?
No.
Because I took a snapshot of like the aircraft assignments, which I think was the only thing that had the data link stuff on it, and it has like laser codes, and then it just says B12 and 1B. But I didn't know that I needed to go to like 41.5 I mean,
you got to be on the same frequency, and you have to use the
that.
proper radio. So
Yeah.
the proper radio part's what I didn't understand. I didn't realize it couldn't just be on any FM radio. And then the other side is that, does it have to be the preset, or can you hand jam the frequency?
Well, no, it's not about specifying the frequency. It's about what radio it is. And that's set up, like, this is what I don't remember. I was trying to go, I was asking Defiant, like, where do I go to look to see where my data network is set up, how it is configured? And that's where you should be able to go to see, all right, my data link is using or is configured to transmit across FM1. That should
Did
be
you get that answer?
somewhere. No. And
Okay.
that's been, I still don't, because I haven't taken the time to research it.
But there is an answer, presumably like somewhere in the bowels of the comms page, or
Yeah, so even like if you didn't set up through the mission editor all the data link configuration, you can build a net from scratch from the comms pages.
Doesn't one of the indicators up on your tell you which one is your net?
Yes.
Yeah, you know you've got one of them that tells you
The
what radio
IDM.
you're on, then you've got another one that tells you.
no, you set that. You need to know where to put that.
Well, that's something we
It
have
doesn't
to
tell you where it needs to go.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
That's right.
Well,
Yeah, you
that's
set it
that's
there. Yeah.
that's something that we need to add to the mission brief on what
Yeah,
frequency we're going to
Yeah,
Okay.
that
have.
should be, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was in the mission brief and I just wasn't parsing it correctly.
No,
Yeah,
because here's the
that's what I
thing.
thought.
That data link shit's so new to me and new
Sure,
to us.
all
I
of us.
forget it. I forget it.
Yeah, it's
So-
cool. Like I'll be really psyched once I learn how to use it properly. I feel like every time I'm just fumbling around.
Yeah,
I love the position reporting on the data link.
Oh,
I've got a
yeah.
voice attack command for it, and all I do is position, boom, and I see where everybody is.
Okay.
No, it's cool.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's like Firefox shit.
Yeah.
Firefox is in the Clint Eastwood movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
Not the Mozilla one.
So you guys didn't see all those T-72s out there?
We did.
On the
Well,
first
we saw
pass,
the
we saw-
first one. And then
And I
was
I
right
saw them
before
right
we
away
left.
after that.
Right,
Yeah,
right
but-
as we were leaving that area, we saw the whole formation, and so we called it up to.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all didn't see them on the initial screen.
No.
Either?
On
No,
the
we
initial
Scooter
screen.
found the one, and then we spent 5 minutes trying to hand the target over digitally and via
Oh,
the
I got
via
you.
the spot
That's
tracker,
Oh,
etc.
but that's why we do this. And I didn't set
Yeah,
those up,
for sure.
set them up far enough for them so they wouldn't engage and anything like that. So,
Yeah, so Defiant was flying 8s and all that, and we were talking back and forth trying to get the spot tracker to work and stuff like that, and eventually we did, and then that's when we killed that one. And yeah, I never saw those other 3 sitting close to there.
And they worked really well once we did the engage the MRLS, which I don't know why they didn't show up.
What are we shooting out there? Oh,
They
that's
must
the
be
MLR.
They must be
the
static.
Smirches. I did. I put the Smirches as static so they wouldn't automatically engage anything.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that engagement went really well. So B was able to data link that to us. We found it. We talked it on. Hey, you got the right one. We got the left one, and then engaged it. The center one they mostly took out with gun, and then we came in and finished them off with rockets. And then we just went back to our screening duties.
Yep. Hey, Lamb. So that multiplayer, if you just back up to the main page and then rejoin it, everybody's having problems with it right now. It just won't load anything. You just have to keep backing out and rejoining or refreshing.
All right. I'll try again. I tried that a couple times.
Yeah, well, just keep doing them. That's the.
I've never gotten the refresh to work. Like I always have to like fully back out, and I usually like give it a few seconds and come back in.
Refresh works for me, but sometimes it takes like a half a dozen refreshes before finally.
Man, yeah, I was wondering if something got corrupted, but all right.
No, I think it's for everybody.
So what was the purpose of these formations? I never get a good sense of like what they were trying to achieve.
That was
tonight. They're just moving west.
Yeah, that was the maneuver element. They were movement to contact. Just they didn't know what was through contact to that area up there.
Yeah.
On the bridge.
Okay.
It looked
cool.
pretty when you flew over them.
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of combat power right there.
Well, those are the armor. The Abrams is that is the template. Essentially that we have. So that's each one of those armors is a full company of tanks and their support vehicles.
What's that guy forward at M113? Is that a command track or something?
Forward, like we're at.
Yeah, he's out of the scene now.
That
he's,
blue thing over there?
Well to the left. No, he's well to the left.
That was the striker columns. I don't know why I just had one big fat one, but I didn't put it in there. That's the striker columns.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so we were well to the west then. They got up to the bridge and we didn't find any more targets. And then so we sent Scooter back to just to kill time, really. Those were no factor anymore, but find them and eliminate them so they're not back in the battle tomorrow.
I wish we would have had a ground force commander tonight, so you guys could work on calling those out or things like that. That'd have been pretty good.
I think for our just comment on our scheme of maneuver, I didn't do a great job of controlling our aircraft movement. I was struggling with the technical issues and trying to remember shit. But yeah, I think we would. So what the focus then was maybe we should have been ahead of the convoy or that lead element. Screening ahead of them. Really, it's not. I don't think it's good practice to let them get that far ahead of us while we were dicking around trying to kill a T-72.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys let those strikers get ahead of you there?
Yeah. At some point, they were well ahead of us.
They stayed on the road. They were blasting up that road. Yeah.
They were running at about. I think I had them set for 32 knots because they're the recon element to recon that piece. So I had them moving out pretty good.
Yeah, I guess mission design critique wise, it was confusing to me to just see them moving around like a convoy. It would have helped me visualize sort of a tactical movement, like if they were moving kind of like the main body formations. Behind.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just threw them on the.
Yeah.
On the road.
No, right. It's. I was thinking of them as like a logistics convoy or something, just because they were moving down the MSR. So that's on me.
So I've got my notes here, so I'll make sure that we've got those changed up in some other type of formation. I just figured they were moving down there to kind of scout. In my mind, they were moving down there to scout out that road.
Yeah. Okay.
Since you're doing the screen, I don't know.
Right on. It served the purpose. And I think right here.
This is where we got bottled up trying to handle this contact. But you did make the call to bypass.
Oh, we backed up. Okay. This is before we shot that first one again.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were flown along in the timeline. Gotcha.
Yeah, we bypassed. You kept going on ahead. We stayed back and engaged that, and then we came back ahead.
I never saw a caveman flying right near us. I was buried in the TADs the whole time.
You guys were you're well above us right there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Defiant, any commentary from you in terms of like, what would have made it more clear to you what we wanted to do? I don't think I gave you very good direction, so you can lob
No, I
some.
mean it was fine. I knew we were doing our security, and I knew we weren't supposed to pass that MSR to be basically screening for all of the friendly elements. We kind of got bottled up on that first one, and I didn't realize that they got so far ahead of us. So finally I was like, hey, they're way ahead of us. We probably need to push up and catch them again. Probably something up here is going to hit them.
Yeah.
You told Scooter and them to deal with the T-72, and we pushed back up where you're seeing here. And we were able to find those rockets out off to the right there. We worked together with the other helicopter, dealt with them. Couldn't hit anything with rockets tonight for some reason. That's right. It all worked.
So
we just kept hitting little things like, how do we do this? How do we do that? And it's not.
Yeah.
Say it's just. It
I don't
wasn't terrible.
think.
It's a
nothing
training
really
thing, right?
stopped
And
the
so we were talking
operation.
through
Yeah.
it. That's fine.
I do have one question. Did you guys decide not to go past an MSR over there?
Yes.
Because I put the limitation for the caveman to do that. If you guys decided to do that.
Oh, okay. See, I heard that.
I heard
that was the
not to
part
pass
where I
the
walked
MSR,
back
and
in.
so that was in my head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. That's
Yep.
why I gave you guys those points that are on the edge of the boundary, of the
Right.
sector boundary. That's why I laid those out, because that was really your line. I guess I could have more defined that. So we were bound by the MSR because
we
Indian
can see so
territory
far
over
with the
Yeah.
site that it didn't really matter.
That makes a lot of sense because that one of those armor formations, he went off to the north a bit, and I was like, I don't see why we're bound by the MSR when we need to be outside of the element we're screening for.
Yep. It was just a arbitrary limit I put on.
Okay.
I had a sense that we could have actually gone forward. I just didn't bother to articulate it. I didn't. It was fine. We were accomplishing everything just by sticking over the MSR.
Yeah.
And
We pushed past it a few times to engage stuff.
Yeah.
We came back over it.
Yeah, what wasn't clear to me, Grumpy, from the brief is when we did encounter something, kind of like from the class, right? Were we supposed to engage? Obviously, right of self-defense. If they would have taken fire, we would have killed everything. But everything we found was just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a clear idea of do we leave them be and just continue escort?
I briefed that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, then I missed it. Then that's my fault.
Find, fix, and destroy the enemy.
Okay, good. That's exactly what I would have needed, which I didn't hear. All right then.
It's all good. I mean, here's the thing. I think we did exactly what I wanted to accomplish tonight. Get you to do that security class, and then for us to get some practice doing something that we haven't done before, because we have really we didn't ever do anything like this in BSD because we really had any ground forces. We really never worked with a maneuver element. So this is new territory for us in the sim world.
Yeah.
Just like those reconnaissances that we've done the last couple of times. That's working with a ground force and doing that. We've never done those things. I mean, we go out, we look for shit, we blow it up. We've never really done that hardcore reconnaissance piece working with somebody else. So yeah, this was good.
Cool.
I
appreciate you putting it together.
Oh, thank you for teaching. So, Toro refill. What you guys have any comments on the lift stuff? I've got a couple things, but what do you guys have?
Go ahead.
Yeah, just I mean, we're still kind of getting used to flying with each other regularly in the 60s. My goal would be at somewhere down the line when we go into an LZ that we're all wheels down at the same time and getting out and have a an ingress and egress plan prior to going in. But I thought it all in all, for having not flown together in the 60 that often, that things generally went pretty well.
Same thing from my point of view. Just need to fly a little bit together. I get a little more practice in being the idiot the guy out front. Toro back there telling me to stay on the other side of the MSR, which I wasn't doing the first couple of times, but it was good learning experience all the way around.
Yeah, that was one comment I had, was the MSR, and the other thing was, sometimes we were recording the formation a little bit, and that's probably just not being used to each other, setting airspeeds and doing things like that, and making sure that we're all just trying to stay a little together and coordinate that just a little bit better. I think would work.
Yeah, and the same thing I think we always need to have prior to going into it, an ingress and egress plan that we all understand prior to going into the LZ.
Well, essentially tonight, like I said, all of them, when I first briefed, all of them would be left turns. So basically, we're all straight in, if you see where I had them, and then left turns. But
yeah, depart in chalk order.
Yeah, and I need to get a little bit smarter on that too. So, and exactly what the lift folks need.
Yeah, I can tell you from having seen a couple air assault briefs, they would have had an LZ sketch for each LZ, and then briefed the ingress and egress plan as part of their mission brief. Yeah. Now that's a lot of work, obviously, but we could probably quickly, just like you said, Grumpy, like or we make it a standard, like unless otherwise briefed, standard, egress is left turns or whatever.
Okay. Right on. That looked pretty good coming back, huh?
Look good looking formation there. It's all about how you look. It's all about.
I felt like the comms were improved today. Everybody had a better understanding of which net is doing what.
That was me stepping on Caveman's net until I got that frequency out of my other FM.
Then
where I have my push to talk, it's really easy for me to switch frequencies.
You was on HF a few times.
Yeah, I'm doing it all the time too, because
Anyway, my words were hard. I couldn't give CTAF calls to save my ass. I kept stumbling over my words. I'm like, I've done this thousands of times. I can't get out of the farm.
Radio calls that when Bootleg was talking, anytime they talked loud, sharp, like they were right beside me, but ours not so much. You guys have something in the 64 that makes your communications boost?
Who was talking? Was it Defiant?
And Burundis, when they talked, it just like, well, it was like this.
That's the way I hear Defiant all the time. And it doesn't matter what, all the time.
I mean, that'd be an SRS thing, right?
Yeah, I think it is. But cool. All right, Tor, you have anything else?
No, thoroughly enjoyed it. Looking forward to more down the road. Cool. And again, anytime you need any help or anything, or if you want any of us to put together LZ plans or something like that, we're more than willing.
Okay, I will absolutely reach out for you to do that. I'm just trying to manage the beast a little bit, and it's getting more beastier. Way to put it. So cool. All right, thank you. Spoo, what do you have?
I don't have much. It's tough to pick up the data link stuff without going through the exercise every time, because it just hasn't kind of sunk in how it works, and it's not really something you can do on your own. You kind of need somebody else to figure it out with. So I'm
Yeah, we need to get Bradmick to give us a class.
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
and
going.
it just
Yeah,
feels it's very unintuitive. Like it just seems like I don't know. It seems
You actually
complicated.
you can do some primitive stuff with AI Apaches attached to you. If you make like a flight of 4 and set them
Okay.
up for the right frequency and set you up a data link network, that actually works.
Okay.
And you'll see their positions and everything else. It's actually pretty cool. I've done that. And if you want to
And
practice, sometimes I need practice too.
so
So get
maybe
on it.
what I'll do. How does this sound for Thursday? Maybe we can get Brad or something B and talk to him. How about I just set up a mission? Do we have just a load of Apaches on it? Everybody can zone into their own Apache because it doesn't need to be. We can link up, get them data linked all together, and then just kind of work through all of this data link stuff. So we're not trying to fly. We're not trying to do anything. We're all on the ground, so we don't have to worry about trying to do all that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think if you just take an hour, 1 hour.
Yeah.
And I would like to see a net built from scratch in the cockpit.
Okay.
Like that helps me remember stuff, and I'm not going back in the books to relearn it. Plus, I never learned this version of the software anyway.
The Boeing version.
What's that?
That's the Boeing version.
No. I mean, this is quite old. Like when I went through the course, it was already different.
Gotcha.
But I think in theory it's all the same, but I don't remember it. Like you only get a couple of days of this stuff in the course. Like, but I would like to know, like, how do I know my settings are correct? Like, if something's not working, where do I go on what page to double check my settings, right? That's what I want to know. And I'll talk to Brad too. Or I wonder if BG can do it.
Yeah, he might. Yeah.
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 He should be able to.
IP job right there.
Yeah.
My thoughts were that until everybody gets really accustomed to it, instead of setting up the data link network in the mission editor to have everybody, because once you've done it a couple times, it doesn't take that long to have
Right.
everybody at the beginning of the mission hand jam it. And once you've done that a few times, it'll become muscle memory then, and then you'll know what to look for if something's wrong.
Yeah, but if you have to,
that is a very good point.
Yeah, but if it's not set up in the mission editor, you have to ham jam everyone else's
Exactly.
information
Exactly.
into your
Right.
helicopter as well.
Yeah, and that only takes a couple minutes. But the only thing you need to know ahead of time is who's 1-1, who's 1-2, who's 1-3, and who's 1-4.
You have to know what they're going to punch into their helicopter as identification.
Exactly. And you say
Yeah.
you're 1-1, you're 1-2, you're 1-3, you're 1-4, and then everybody knows that. And then when I jump in there, if I'm 1-1, I jump in, I punch in 1-2, I punch in myself, and then as part of the net, I say 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4 are part of my net, and everybody does the same thing, and boom, we've got a net. And I
Yeah.
think if you do that a few times, then it becomes muscle memory.
Yeah, I agree.
10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, you
Okay.
faded out there. What was that?
So based off of the commo card, not the com card, but the mission com card we got right here in the briefing, you could build your net based off of just that information right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that
Yep.
correct?
It's because it's already done. And like I said, there'll be one specifically for the Apaches that has that on there, that has that information on there. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a couple minutes if you guys want to do that.
I don't. I'm DCS'd out today, bro.
Yeah.
I
understand you being DCS'd out.
Yeah,
I was hoping all day to do some other flying with you.
Yeah, I
and-
know.
I
know.
You guys should have heard him trying to make
Oh,
this shit work.
this thing has been a pain in my ass today. Scooter, what do you have?
Oh man, the biggest beef I got is I missed most of the brief, because I have a little terrorist to take care of. otherwise, like, no, everything went really well. Like, it was confusing, that boundary, right, on the MSR, but I'm like, hey, if we need to get out to the north, we're getting out to the north to figure out, make contact, whatever we're doing. So that went well. The flight out went well. I barely cleared the obstacles of the stupid plant climbing out, but we got out. Coming back in, I just kind of came back in smartly, avoided the obstacles. Yeah, getting up there, getting in the swing of things wasn't too bad. We made contact with the only enemy that was out there. We didn't see the whole formation, which I think if we had maintained contact but had continued to scan, I think that would have been a better avenue to do that, a better method. We kind of just got locked in, got a just like B said, we got a target store, but then we just locked in on that one T-72 out there instead of looking on, does he have any buddies out there? And then ultimately, we just kept the screen going. And then once we had a chance to engage, we engaged one. And
we also forgot about, or at least I forgot that we had the FCR. We could have just used that in the beginning and gotten all the targets, like stored them all, and then moved on.
Yes. We did learn that we could slew the FCR today, which was super cool. I'm thinking like it's just out front, like in all the fighter jets.
Several ways to do that.
Yeah, that was so cool. It was like we were actually flying back down towards the origin point. We had him off to our left side and just scanned him. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
So, ask you a question. Brad recommended when we were setting these up to put FCRs on -2 and -4. Do you think I should put FCRs on all of the helicopters?
Only for training, but not maybe for a mission.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked up today. I thought about using the FCR, but we didn't have one.
Yeah, I looked too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not put them on everyone, but train how you fight. We have to take turns. One training we're in one training we're in two. That way we still have to train transferring targets to the other helicopter and sharing.
Good point too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it as is. There's only 4 of us. Yeah, when half of us have FCRs, and it makes the person that doesn't have it ask for it. Send me your targets, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if we're not going to have all 4 in the mission, then we need to train on transfer.
Right.
And we should be transferring information anyways. That's the key. The FCR is just kind of an additional feature, that additional capability. I think our bread and butter needs to be, using our other sensors and eyeballs and brains to do the job.
Yeah, and the other thing, I know we're learning this, but I don't think we all should just go to a one trick pony and use the data link all the time. We still have the ability to use voice too, and we've been pretty good at that. I just know that data link is new to us and we need to learn it. We just don't want to. You know what I'm trying to say? We don't want to. Yes. We don't want to bind ourselves to we're going to use this all the time, because we can still talk. Refill, you got anything else?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, Lamb, you got the briefing and then couldn't get back in the server. You got anything? He's asleep.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I do not. I missed out. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's all good. All good. Defiant?
No, I think I already said everything. I think we're good.
All right, good deal. B, you got anything?
No, nothing else that I haven't already said.
Awesome. Well, great job. Like I said, these are the last few things that we've done over the last week or week and a half or whatever is stuff that that we've never really done in BSD. I mean, we did some reconnaissance stuff, but we've never focused down on, doing area and zone and then doing, screens and such to where we've trained it. We've kind of lip serviced some of that, but we've gotten that down, and that is, one of the fundamental missions of basically the bootleg or the cav that we've been working with. As we grow numbers or as our mission changes, we'll bring the werewolf folks into it to where we're doing some attack stuff and just kind of building the thing as we go. So
yeah, get some 9-line medevac action going too. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be tight.
It's on the agenda.
Hell yeah. Run escort for them or whatever.